In this session we will talk about the physics type called keyed. The keyed is the thing that does this, that you can see in front of you. We can go right into Blender, you download a file called intro keyed, and then you will have what I have here. Not much is happening right now, so if I play the animation, the only thing that is moving around is that figure or character that I got from Mixamo. Other than that, nothing is happening. So it's up to us to now start to work with the particles here, and I would do something simple at the beginning. So select the plane, go to particle properties, and here I press the plus sign. Then you get all these particles here. Set frame start to 1, end to 200, and keep the lifetime as it is. All is okay, just as we have it right now. What we do is that in physics we change physics types to keyed, and as we do that, and I now run the animation, you can see that, well, not so much is happening. We get some particles here, and well, that's all. So, nothing more. And that is because keyed doesn't really have any physics, so it doesn't make the particles fall down using gravity as in Newtonian. We don't use forces. In fact, you can't use forces together with keyed because it will not matter. You can put like a hurricane into this and the particles will not care the least that you have it there. It will not change the pattern. So keyed is really stable, it doesn't do anything. However, the keyed will use the list relations, which will tell the keyed particle where to go. So, what you can say is that this plane here is like a controller. It doesn't need visible particles, and it can tell the particles to start in a completely other place. So the controller can say that the particle will start on this torus, or not this plane, or on the plane, or on the Mixamo character. It can start wherever we say it should start in this relation list. Then it just continues in that list, so it goes from one thing to another thing to another thing and so on. And the only thing is that you need to have a particle system on each of these objects here, wherever you want the particles to go. So right now, if I would like the particles to move from this torus to that torus, I need to add some information for the keyed particles. So we can start with the torus here. And now, when we are in the particle properties, just press the plus sign. And I can change these particle settings here to no particles. That may sound very strange, but it's so that you normally, when you work with keyed particles, all the friends or relation that you should use in the keyed normally have a physics type called none. So go down here to the physics and you put none here. Then you go to render and you put none there as well. So now you can't see a thing on this torus here. Then I would like this setting that I have duplicated to that torus. So in particle properties, press the plus sign, and then in settings I select no particles. So now I have the same setting without physics particles on the objects. And then I can just go back to my keyed particle setting, and this will be like my controller now. And in my relations list that I showed you before, I press the plus sign and now it says invalid target. So I need to select the target, and I will select the first torus that I have here, and what you could see now is that every particle moves from this plane to my torus. So it borrowed those particles and moved them up to the torus. So now the keyed particle object will not participate in this practice. It will like just control all the other objects in this scene. So then I would like them to move from this part to this part, and that is just to add it into my list here. So I take my eyedropper here and select the second torus. If I now play the animation, you can see that it moves from one of these to the next one. If I wanted to move to the top here, then I can just select that one as well, and in a particle property, create the particle system and still use the no particles, so we don't get any physics type. And we don't get any render object, but it will be involved when we put it in the list here. So then I select the controller, press the plus sign, and the third here will then be when I take the eyedropper, I click this one, I run the animation. You can see that it moves from that one to this one, and then it disappears. If I would like this to go round, like in a circle pattern, then I select my controller, the plane, so I have the keyed particles. Then I go down here, and you can see it says loops. So if I put this to 2, it will loop around here 2 times during the time we are playing this. So now it's going in a circular pattern, and it's going really fast. And the reason that it goes fast is that because the lifetime of the particles is put to 50. If I change that to 200 and then play the animation, you can see that it goes a lot slower around here. So the lifetime is what's controlling how slow things should go there. So now I change this to 400, and you can see it's really slow. We only use 250 frames in our animation, but it's going with a lifetime of 400, so yeah, it's going slow. So you control the speed through the lifetime, and that is a very easy way to do it. However, now we're working with halo particles, and you can of course change that, and I will use the UV sphere here. So then select the controller again, and in particle properties, render as to object, and instance will in that case be sphere. Now the UV sphere is the particle, as you can see here. Still, it's not a plane or controller that has it. It is the first one in the relation list, the second one, and the third one in the list. Now everything is moving around using the UV sphere here. And if I just press rendered, you can see that I get some particles moving around here, some red, blue, yellow, since I've done the material in that way. So it's really nice, easy to work with. What we should do now is the complete scene that I've done in the interaction, but before I do that I can show you that this plane also can be important. It's so simple to put that first in the relations list. Just press the plus and the relationship, select your keyed, move it up to the top here, then we start from the keyed and then it goes here and then around, so it will look like this. It leaves the floor, goes to the first torus, goes to the second, goes around in a circular pattern, since we have told it to loop it like this. So that is how it works. And now I would like this girl here to be involved in all the particles. So what I will do is that I will take away the plane from the relation, because I don't want to see the particles there. Press the minus in the relation list, and then I would like to do is start the second torus called is torus 003. So I select the controller, and in the relation I move torus 003 to the top, and then I would like the particles to go to the character. So I go to relation list again, press the plus sign, take the eyedropper, and then I select the character. So we have that in as well. And now you can say it says invalid target, and that is because we of course need a particle system for the character as well. So go to the particle system, press the plus sign, select no particles on her 2, and then I can go back to this controller and we can now try again with this. So press the cross here, select the eyedropper, and now select the character again. Now you can see that invalid target is gone because we added the particle settings. Then move the character to the second place in the relation list. So then it will move from this one to this one. And then it will move finally to that one and up here. So now we have this rotation here. And if I now play the animation, you can see it goes from the torus to the girl, and next torus, and then finally goes up here. And the trouble or problem we can see here is that it doesn't stay on the girl here. So really we can't see her movements. We can just see something is like flickering or moving around, but we cannot see the girl dance in this session. So we have to fix it. And what we do in this case is that we go to Relations and use Timing. With use Timing, we can tell the system where the particle should be on each frame and how long it should be on that place. So from the start, if we run the animation, nothing happens because we don't have any time on any object. So what we do here is that in relation we go not to the first because that is the starting point, but to the second in the list. And on the second we will say that these particles, they will reach this character at this time in frames counted. So we can put this frame to like 50 frames forwards, and then it will reach that character at that frame. So when we play the animation now, you can see it goes away towards the girl, and when it reaches frame 50, all the particles stick to that girl, and then nothing more happens. Okay? So that is the first step. The next will be how long it should be. So then we have the duration. So I will put duration to 50 as well. And then it goes to the girl, and then it stays there for 50 frames. And after that I can tell the particles to go to torus 002. So select that one in the list and put time to like 120. That means it will reach torus 002 on frame 120. We don't say that it will stay, so it should just move along. So we say it will be on frame 200, it will reach the big torus here, and that will in that case be called just torus. So select the controller, go to relation, find torus, set frame to 200 on time, which means that it should be reached this one. So now when I play the animation, it goes to this girl here, stays for like 50 frames, and now you can see that you can see the movement of the girl. Then it goes to the next torus and finally to the big one. And to see it more clearly, you can control when you would like the particles to appear. So you can now change both lifetime or end if you want to. So try to change end to 1 here, and then go to frame 1 again and run the animation. Now everything is started from beginning, then it gets connected to her, then it moves to the next object, and finally it's on the large torus because we have a frame start and end to 1 for the keyed particle. It doesn't matter what the start frame and end is on other objects. However, the amounts of particles, they matter. So if we now have 1000 particles here, I go here and I say I don't want 1000, I want 1, and here I want 10,000. Then I run the animation, it goes from like 10,000 to next object with 1000, so I have 1000 on the girl, and then it goes only to 1 particle, and then it goes to big torus. So you have, let's see, we changed the second torus. Sorry, what I did now was that I used the same particle setting, no particles all the time. So when I changed 10,000, I changed 10,000 for all objects, and that is why we did not see any change of the particle. So what we should do is, yes, I can have 1,000 here, so change this to 1,000. Then I would like to have the same amount here, so we keep that. But now I would like to have 1 here, so then I do a duplicate of no particles to this one. So now I can change this to number 1 without changing the other objects. Now we have 1,000 and only 1 there, and then I can say we can have like 10,000, so I do another duplicate and then I write 10,000 on this one, and now it will look a little bit different. So we start with 1,000 and now we have 1 little particle and then expands to like 10,000 again. So this is how it works when you work with Keyd. And it's like an introduction, but it's not harder than this. You can put everything into relations. So if you want this plane to be inside a relation, then you put that into the list as well, even if it's a controller. So other than that, you just control exactly everything as I told you here. And everything will work very smoothly and you will get a nice image or animation in the end. So now you know a little bit about Keyd particles, and I will show you the next physics type in the next session. So see you there, just bye for now.